Yo, welcome to a new episode of Society and Pop Culture 101. I am instructor BK Spades,
I'm instructor Novocaine.
and on today's episode, we are going to be talking about. Well, first of all, before I even say that, this is our mid-season break. You know, we've been doing this for a while,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we've grown accustomed to doing mid-season breaks. So that's what we're going to do here today.
Yep.
Um, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about the importance of Juneteenth, what it means to us, and all that good stuff. And we're going to be talking about the controversial topic of the white Black Panther. It's one of those things, both of those things have been divisive for some reason. And we're going to get into it today. And at the end of all that, make sure you stick around for our final things at the end of this episode. Anyway, so Novocaine, what's on your mind?
Well, first and foremost, like BK said, this is mid-season break. If you haven't seen the title, this is the Blackout. So everything is going to be black related. First up, we are going to talk about Juneteenth. Juneteenth, folks, it is right around the corner. As of today, it is June 12th. So we got seven. I was about to say 17. We have 7 more days. A week from tonight will be Juneteenth. It has been a federal holiday for the past few years now. Shout out to Joe Biden for passing that law. Even though we wanted different laws passed, he was like, "I'm going to go ahead and just sign this one." But
Yeah.
it is a federal holiday, so if you have to work that day, make sure you are getting your time and a half. If you are not working that day, relax. Get your relaxation on. Go to cookouts, sit in the bed, go shopping if you feel like it. Just do something that you wouldn't normally do, or just treat it like any other holiday that you do.
Get that
Uh,
grill out.
I'm definitely will be either burning some hot dogs once again or eating some crabs. I don't know which one yet, but we'll figure it out.
You
Uh,
know, I'm gonna be on the grill. You know that.
yes, you will be. I wish I was there because I can't wait to have some food that you have grilled, my brother. Okay.
Oh, when you come down, I'm gonna make sure I pull out all the stops.
Please, please, please,
All my best rib is on
please.
it. Like that's all I got.
No, you got more than rib. Don't act like that. I know you got some chicken. I know you got some
Oh, right, yeah.
chicken.
I got some chicken. Shout out to my daughter though, man. When she get on the chicken, like the seasoning though, man,
That's the
we be
majority.
killing it.
That's the majority of grilling. Like it has to be seasoned properly. Like if it's not
Absolutely.
seasoned properly, the charcoal taste ain't gonna help it too much. So
No, 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 no. You gotta throw some hickory in there too.
got to, yeah, got
Yeah.
to. So the importance of Juneteenth and the reason why we celebrate Juneteenth is because, as you guys may or may not know, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed 1865. I want to say. I have
I
to
think you're
fact check
right.
that. I
I
want
think you're
to.
correct.
I want to. I have to make sure that. I have to make sure that I am 1863 was the year that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, and
I
it
was
was
just gonna roll
supposed
with it
to.
too.
Yeah, you just
Don't
gonna
give a
roll with
mug.
it. But during that time, it was supposed to free all of the slaves. All the slave masters were supposed to just, treat their slaves as humans and not
Hmm.
property. And there were a lot of different slaves and slave masters and plantations that did not go according with this rule. A huge plantation that was located in Galveston, Texas, they, they said a cowboy rode in with the news saying, "What are you guys doing?" And they were like, "What do you mean? What are we doing? We're working." They were like, "Are y'all still slaves?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're still slaves." And they're like, "Y'all can't be slaves anymore. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed." That day was June 19th, 1865, which was 2 entire years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
It's
Um,
crazy it took that long to get that news though.
Crazy. But we have to remember how media worked then. we definitely did not have social media. Of course, there was no internet.
Yeah.
Barely any newspapers. There weren't any. There were telephones, but everybody. It wasn't like everybody had a telephone in the house. Even if there were newspapers, slave masters could cut that off before the slaves see it anyway. And then who's to say that these slaves could read anyway? So
Yeah.
when this cowboy came in with with the news, the slaves instantly stopped working. They instantly stopped working, and what did they do? They celebrated. I heard of something about people revolted a little bit. Of course, why not? I would hate to be a slave, knowing that I'm not supposed to be a slave for 2 entire years. That's a long time.
That is a long time. I would be extremely upset, but at the same time, I can imagine there was still a level of relief as
Hmm.
well. But I don't know how I would have reacted knowing that all my fellow brethren across the nation
The nation were freed,
was free.
or freed, quote unquote. You know how
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
goes.
It's-
so so it started out as a small celebration in Galveston, Texas each year, and then it became like a Texas celebration each year. And I want to say up until like the 60s or the 70s was when it started getting national recognition.
mhm.
Um, I never learned about Juneteenth in school. I didn't know anything about Juneteenth until the year 2016. I was
Wow.
26 years old when I finally found out about Juneteenth. So, me finding out this history and knowing that this actually happened, of course, I was upset, but I made sure to take it very seriously. I no longer celebrate Independence Day. I do not buy anything red, white, and blue related. I am not a patriot. The most patriotism that will come out of me will be during the Summer and Winter Olympics. Um, every Juneteenth, I made sure that I did that. If I was on the schedule to work, I made sure I called out.
No, you got to. That's mandatory. You got to give us
I
that
had
day.
to. I had to. I remember when I started bringing more recognition to Juneteenth for the masses because, like I said, it was more of like a Texas celebration, and then like it was getting national recognition, but like not on a scale where like people celebrate Valentine's Day or Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Um, but it was like more people would know about it outside of Texas. So when I found out about it, of course I started making my post online, telling everybody I know. I literally told everybody I knew. Um, my family actually started having Juneteenth celebrations as soon as the bill was passed because most people, didn't have to work.
Yeah.
Um, there is one thing that I have to really say about Juneteenth that I have an issue with. Oh, baby, hold on right quick. Okay, she teething, man. That teething process is
Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, I
it's
know.
trash,
I know.
man.
I
It's
understand. I
trash.
understand.
It's trash. But when I was starting to bring light to Juneteenth, a lot of these black blurred nerd groups, they would call me a hotep.
Really?
They would call me a hotep. They were saying that I was spreading some type of propaganda and
What?
that this was not allowed. One very popular um blurred group that is online that I'm pretty sure most of you guys are familiar with, which is a Facebook group called Planet EJOBN. EJOBN, yeah, Extraordinary Journey of a Black Nerd Group.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think we've all somebody we know, especially in the nerddom community, has been a part of that group.
yeah, almost
So many
everybody
of
I
us.
know, almost
Yeah.
everyone I know has been a part of that group or come across that group. Actually, that is where I met my brother Kimbar.
Who that is? I don't know who that is.
I'm sorry, BK. That's where I met my brother BK, and I don't know who that is, and
I'm just playing, y'all.
and and my brother JB. And yeah, that's about it that I met in that group. But when I started posting about it, they called me all types of hotep. So of course I would repost, repost,
Yeah,
and I
as you
eventually got
should.
blocked in the group.
Whoa, time out. So they blocked you for posting about
Posting
our
history,
history.
posting actual history, saying,
Shouts out to the
"Hey,
family over the Humble Roses podcast. Good
yo,
to
yo,
see y'all come through.
But yes, yes, they blocked me for saying we were slaves. We weren't slaves, but this one group of slave masters decided to, keep their slaves, and they were like, "No, you're a hotep." And my secondary page was, oh hey Dallas, my
What's happening, Dallas?
secondary page was blocked. For 2 years straight now on my main page that I use with Facebook. I've even brought it back up, like, because now it's a federal holiday. Now that it's a federal holiday, people are
Yeah.
getting merchandise. People are, you know, advertising it everywhere. Target making their little bit of money off of it. You know how it is.
Oh, we
Uh,
gotta talk about that before I'm gonna let you finish, but we got a little time. We gotta talk about the whole commercialism of Juneteenth.
the commercialism of Juneteenth is crazy. But yes, like you said, we're gonna get to that in a hot second. I have something else to say about that too. But the fact that now that is a federal holiday, now you guys want to support it. So for like the past 2 years, I've been calling them out. I did have a admin on the team, and he was acting completely oblivious to the fact that I was blocked, and I'm like, ain't no way y'all did not know that y'all blocked me for that.
So while she's handling that, let's talk about some of the commercialism. But you know what? Before I get into that, because I don't want to jump in on the conversation. As far as Juneteenth for me, my grandfather
Hmm.
used to host these community events in Gaston, Alabama. Shout out to GP Green Pastures Park for the community. Everybody used to come out. We used to have music. The local radio station used to come down. Shout out to WMGJ. It's magic. Um, and we just all used to celebrate. Did I totally understand as a kid? Did I totally understand what I was celebrating? Absolutely not. But as an adult and as I became older and started to learn some of the history of Juneteenth, um, it has become it's always been a part of my life and our culture, but now it's like it means so much more
Yeah,
once I understood the history and what our people went through just to be considered a part of this nation.
yeah,
So I do think it's super important that we do take the time out to celebrate and to honor those that came before us in their struggle in their fight because they went through a lot to get us to this point, and they should always be celebrated like every day,
hmm,
full stop. And if Juneteenth wasn't a national holiday, I was still celebrating it. So
yeah. Heavy on that. I was still
yeah,
celebrating. I was still
yeah,
celebrating. We didn't have it as national holiday until what, 2020, 2021. It was
something
definitely
like
in
that.
the 2020s.
Yeah, it's like what, a couple of years ago. I think
Mm,
Alabama just either they signed it into law or somebody put it on the floor to move. I think we actually signed it into law here as a state federal holiday as
really?
well. Yeah, yeah, which is wild, by the way, wild to most of us here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah, yeah, that's
I,
wild in the mud. And
I,
as
I find
black folks, we have to, hey Ouija, as black folks, we have to celebrate our holidays.
what's happening, fam.
We have to reclaim our own holidays. Like like you said, Juneteenth has been commercialized so, and it happened so fast.
It did. Industry moves really quick. Like, remember we did the episode, the Duckman episode
Yeah,
last season, and we were talking about how fast industry can just turn something into money.
yeah,
The whole situation with Kaepernick, and I think that's a fear that a lot of some of the old heads in our community and some of us well, we are now because we're considered old heads too.
Oh, don't
A
say
lot
that
of
out
us,
loud.
we're like pre old heads. So a lot of us had the concern that it was going to be hijacked because is
Hmm.
that not what happened to Memorial Day?
It's heavy on Memorial Day. A lot of people don't even know that that is our holiday. Let me explain really quickly. During the
Hold
Civil
on,
War,
Paul. This
go ahead.
this ain't the real original Vale Johnson though.
Don't do it.
I mean, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. But is it the real Reginald Vale Johnson though?
I'm doing pretty well tonight, Reggie.
Oh yeah, we good. We good.
I'm doing pretty good tonight.
What's
Hey
happening,
John,
John?
brother John, how you doing this evening, my brother? Um, Ouija, we're gonna get to that in a hot second. Don't even click that comment yet. Don't even click that
I'm
comment
not. I'm not.
yet.
Ouija boss. We gonna get to that in a
Don't even
minute.
click that
Promise.
joint yet. But a lot of people do not know why we celebrate Memorial Day. The reason why we celebrate Memorial Day is because during the Civil War, when the black soldiers came back without their brothers in combat, their families made celebrations to celebrate the ones that had passed on. Memorial Day was created by black soldiers and their families. That is why we celebrate Memorial Day. A lot of people don't even know that. That is ours.
I just found that out like a month and a half ago. I'm not even
Memorial
going front.
Day
I just found that out.
is ours. Juneteenth is ours. These these are federal holidays that we have created that we have to reclaim. I'm like I said, I don't celebrate 4th of July. Like I'll sit on the roof and watch. I live in DC, so of course we're gonna have that yearly, national display of fireworks or whatever. So I'll sit on my roof and watch the fireworks because I mean it's something I did since I was a little girl, you know. But I'm not going out to buy fireworks for 4th of July. I'm not wearing red, white, and blue. Technically, it's illegal to wear the flag.
Facts. So, so let me ask you this because this is something that I found interesting, and so many people have different answers to this. Do you want people? Are you okay with people celebrating though? Is like where's the line? Like where's the line of celebration and appropriation? I guess I should say. I think that's the better question. Like, do you
so
have a
for me,
spot where that is for you?
I feel like everyone should celebrate Juneteenth.
Okay.
Everyone should
Everybody's included and everybody's cool to be a
Everybody
part of
can
the
celebrate Juneteenth. I just need them to understand that Juneteenth is specifically about Black Americans. It's not about the Caribbean blacks. It's not about the African blacks or the Asian blacks. It's specifically about Black Americans because that is where it originated from. We celebrate it because of these American slaves that found out they were free. They weren't free by their slave master. You know,
yeah.
you better,
So I mean, again,
you
everybody should
better.
celebrate. We all
Everybody
celebrate
should
Cinco de
celebrate.
Mayo. We all celebrate Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Veterans Month, uh, Military Month, whatever. We celebrate it all, but it's just important to know why you're celebrating and not try to take this from us and like reimagine it to make it more palpable
Yeah.
for everybody. It should the history should be intact. The dark history should be intact. That troubled history deserves to be told over and over and over and over again.
Hmm.
So come in, celebrate, enjoy the parades and the barbecues and the cookouts and the parties, but just understand why we're celebrating.
I think people don't like to want to celebrate it or understand the meaning is because we have to hold America accountable of what they did.
What's happening, JB?
Yeet.
But absolutely, absolutely. So we got to wind this down because we're about to go over time. Um, Ouija Voss
Like
says, I celebrate all that are oppressed, not because they are oppressed, but because they should be lifted up.
amen.
Facts, bro.
Amen.
Facts.
Amen.
Yeah, yeah, we know. We know you. We know where your heart is too. So yeah, yeah.
Personally,
Um,
on a personal level, okay? On a
yeah.
personal level.
So do you have anything else to add to this conversation before we move on?
Nope. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, hopefully, maybe we can slide in and make a video or something.
Maybe.
Maybe. Heavy on the maybe.
Heavy on the baby.
So Ouija Voss asked earlier on. This is a comment we say we're skipping for now. So the white Black Panther is legit. I couldn't find anything online saying it's real. Okay, so buckle up.
It's the buckle
It's a
up.
bit of a history here. Okay, Marvel Comics has a line called Marvel Knights. If I'm not mistaken, it is set in the 616, but it's like the more mature stories of the 616. So, and it's a sliding scale with them. Sometimes they're like, oh, we're going to keep that. And then other times they're like, no, we're going to throw that out like it never happened. Right. Um, so Black Panther wasn't a very popular character. And in like 1998, 99, Christopher Priest, Christopher Priest came in to he was offered Black Panther, right? Christopher Priest is a black man. He was offered Black Panther. He didn't really want to do it
Hmm.
because, again, it wasn't popular, and there are controversies with some statements he made because he didn't want to do the black thing. He didn't want to be stereotyped as the black writer writing the black stuff. So,
That's very
although it is, although his Wakandan, his Black Panther Marvel Knights run is considered to be iconic. It's marred by some history, um, by his history, I should say. So within the original Black Panther was T'Challa in his run, right?
hmm hmm hmm
T'Challa ends up getting like a head injury,
hmm
and he is replaced with, I want to say his name is Casper Cole.
That's a white man.
Casper Cole's dad is black, and his name is like Jack Black or something like that. I could be wrong on his name, but I do know it's Black Jack is in there for some reason.
And this is why I don't read the comics.
So, I'm gonna try to shorten up this history as much as possible and just give you guys the big stuff. Um, they wanted to add another character. Now, by the way, Casper Cole is Jewish. His mom is Jewish. His dad is black, and they wanted to. He's white passing.
Okay. Okay.
So a lot of the stuff he was doing, he is truly considered the white Black Panther. So funny joke is, even we was the first white Black Panther. So throw that in there, Even the black man was the first white Black Panther. Anyway, um,
I want to address this comment really quickly.
go ahead.
How does a blackity black man and a black woman produce a blonde and blue eyed baby? If you
Hold on,
believe,
pause. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because I am still confused by that fact as well.
if you believe in the Eve gene, we could make anybody. That's if you believe in it.
So let me finish. So Everett Ross, is that his name? Everett Ross.
Yes, Agent Ross, right?
Agent Ross. Agent Ross was um put over as like a regent to Wakanda when T'Challa decided he didn't want to run the country for that moment,
Hmm.
and he promised the Black Panther mantle to, oh well, not the Black Panther mantle, but he promised the kingdom to Killmonger.
Mm.
Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. So Casper had a partner. He was on the police force. He was one of those roughneck kind of dudes. For the lack of a better term, and I know this is probably gonna catch some heat, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He was basically like an incel, right? So he had a wife, a girlfriend, wife, whatever. She was pregnant. He lived at home with his mom. He was a beat cop, but wasn't going so well. Didn't like his wife. And anyway, that's just the type of person he was. So fast forward, he had a partner, and this partner knew T'Challa. And when T'Challa disappeared, nursing a head injury, he had T'Challa's Black Panther uniform. So Casper took the uniform and made himself Black Panther.
Oh wow, Casper. Ain't eat no heart shaped herb, nothing.
Nothing. So T'Challa, he did some stuff. He had his two guns. He was out here on the streets doing
Guns.
stuff. Yes. Uh, anyway, so eventually T'Challa shows back up. It's found out that he got hit in the head by an iron fist, by the way. That's who gave him the head injury. So he was out nursing that. Turns out he was in Brooklyn the whole time and he was watching Casper. And so then eventually Casper asked, he wanted to be Black Panther proper. So he wanted the superpowers. T'Challa was like, no, you can't have my kingdom. He was like, I don't want the kingdom. I just want the superpowers. So in comes Killmonger. Because Killmonger, again, Everett gave him Wakanda. Killmonger took the heart-shaped herb and tried to become Black Panther. And this is where I am telling this story. Bass was like, no, you can't be Black Panther.
Oh,
And she put him in a coma. Okay? Okay. Fast forward, he gets kicked out. T'Challa's back running things. Um, Casper has been granted to prove himself to get the heart shaped herb. I don't think he ever receives it. Killmonger gives him the herb. Now he has powers. Now I don't know why Bass didn't stop him or what, but she didn't. And now he's Black Panther. And long story short, T'Challa made him a part of the
Black Panther lineage.
but he's not Black Panther.
He's White
He is
Panther.
White Tiger.
White Tiger.
Which that is a whole nother can of
That's a
worms.
whole nother.
Okay.
That's a whole nother character.
Because White Tiger already exists, but he is also a White Tiger, which is weird. Now,
So, so I
how does
think
this connect?
Ouija was asking if MCU is making a white Black Panther.
I'm gonna get to that.
Go ahead.
There are rumors.
There are
Okay.
rumors.
So
There are
now, because
rumors.
the controversy comes from the comic, this is why I'm explaining this. Now let's talk about fast forward to the future. That line ends. He's just been a background character this entire time in the main Marvel continuity, the 616. So if you see a dude with guns in the background in the comics and you see Wakandan people lined up, Koye, all them included, he's just been there this entire time. So now we're moving back to the Marvel Knights. They call Christopher Priest again. He picks up the title, and now he made the White Panther. It's not Casper Cole. JB, you are in the comments. What is the name of T'Challa's supposed son that he had? Why you tell me that? T'Challa had a son. He's old now. Okay, T'Challa's old now. He's had a son. I can't remember his name, but the son has blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay, this is why it's controversial, and this is why everybody's been chiming in everywhere this whole time because oh my god, Black Panther's finally white, y'all. I just told you Black Panther's been white before. So he beats T'Challa, takes the Black Panther lineage,
The
and
son name,
I
the
mean
white,
not the
the white son
lineage.
with the blue eyes. What's the son name?
Yeah, what's the son name with the blonde hair and blue eyes? You had to
Blonde.
reiterate that.
The blonde. That's I had to. I had to.
His mom is a deep cut from comics. He's now a thing. He's mad at T'Challa for some reason. I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing. I'm just giving you the synopsis. I might read it. I don't know. I kind of don't want to support Christopher
Don't
Priest on this
don't
one.
read it.
Cause something. I don't think it's
Something.
cause something. It's like commit or come up, something like
Don't
that. I
hurt
can't remember.
yourself, BK.
I'm not. I'm moving on from it. So the kid is disgruntled, came back and beat an old T'Challa. T'Challa is he is no longer on this earth anymore. And that is how the first run of this comics end. We don't know what's going forward. We don't know what's happening out there. But all we know is Katima. Thank you. All we know is some people. I'm not gonna say who those people are. I
They want us
wouldn't
to
do
be
that. But some people are celebrating that, oh, look, we finally got a white panther. And
mad.
then those same people are like, oh, people are mad. I seen the YouTube channels and the thumbnails. Oh, they're mad because Black Panther is white. Uh Number one, we don't care.
We don't.
Um JB, while you're in the comics, what is the name of the villain with the sound waves that beat Black Panther before in the comics?
We do
He
not
was the
care.
main. He was the main guy from the first movie, not the main guy,
We
but the
do
other guy.
not care.
He beat T'Challa too, and technically, which is absolutely more important in this whole Israel Iran conflict. Anyway, um,
Like just
he's
now?
been beaten before. He's been a white guy before. It's not that big of a deal, y'all. Claw, thank you. Claw has beaten T'Challa. T'Challa's been beaten many times. I just told you technically uh there was a Everett Ross before he gave up the country to Killmonger was wearing the Black Panther outfit. He was created just for this run, by the way, to be like the end for the white reader, literally. That is why Christopher Priest added him to the comic. He created Ross so white people can understand the story in a sense. Not my words, his words. So even he done the Black Panther costume. I don't know if he actually was considered Black Panther, but he was the regent that was chosen by T'Challa. So yeah, that's a thing as well. Like, where have you been? I thought you guys already knew this stuff though.
No, 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 no. You remember when I always say this that I am more of a movie buff when it comes to Marvel and the comics and everything, but I'm like a little bit above because I will look at the source material. And
Yeah.
of course, my husband, he's into the comics real heavy and things, and I have friends like you guys. But and I listen to these stories, but it's not going to be like a conversation that everybody knows
Yeah, I'm not saying
because
he's I wanted to make sure that let me reiterate. He wasn't Everett wasn't. He was the regent, but he
mhm,
did wear the costume or a version of the costume.
right.
There
So
are things online of him in it.
so that's why people aren't. That's why people. A lot of people aren't going to know it when they don't go search for answers or
Yeah.
clarity or just a little bit more knowledge of something. They're not going to know.
Yeah, it's not the gotcha moment that everybody wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I'm just like, oh, okay. So that's happening. You know why I'm not concerned? One, we ain't heard from Bast in the comic book. And
True.
two, we don't even know if that's T'Challa's son. So if Bast says he's illegitimate and he's not truly T'Challa's son, and he turns out to be Ross's son, and or he turns out to be Casper's son, and we were talking about where the blonde hair comes from, there are two people right there. People, I think we should take if you are upset about this, I think you should come down into the next few issues so we can figure out what the heck is actually going on.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah.
But I want to pivot because I've been talking too long. I want to pivot to the movies, and this is where Ouija Voss comes in about the whole movie thing. The
And
rumor has it that Marvel is going to put
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling in as the Black Panther. People, people, listen, man. Marvel will do some crazy stuff. That ain't it, fam. They're not finna let a white guy
The Notebook.
headline the net. I'm not saying that it's because he's white. There's plenty of white leads in the MCU, but this one in particular,
I don't think they
it
would
ain't
put
happening.
Ryan
I don't think,
Gosling.
especially not Ryan Gosling. I
No,
mean,
I
I
don't
get
think
it, wishful
so.
casting. Also, we keep forgetting about the White Wolf, T'Challa's half brother that they don't talk about.
They don't talk about the White Wolf.
He's also a thing.
They
He's
tried to
Panther
like
adjacent.
they tried to call call it a White Wolf.
They did. It didn't work. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
it never went anywhere other than that
No.
one scene.
Yeah. So it's like There are plenty of people now. If you did want to bring in the White Wolf as a person who can challenge for the throne in the next movie, I'm all for it. Do it.
No, got T'Challa's son. We still got T'Challa's son whole time.
I understand that, but this is the same argument that was with the whole Riri Williams thing. Why
Mm.
is Riri over Iron Man's daughter or the little boy that he saved one time that we ain't really talked about no more? You know what I'm saying? That's stupid, by the way. But anyway,
He went to MIT or something.
I don't know. I don't know. JB probably know where he at right now. Um, they're trying to. I mean, they tried to make Peter Parker Iron Man for like 5 minutes. You guys, he had a successor. It didn't work out. Okay.
Right. MCU
Um,
just do anything though. You right. So I mean, anything can happen, but who knows? Who knows? Whatever they do, they need to clean up the whole Black Panther franchise. That's all I know.
they do. I do not think it's gonna be in the Ironheart series that's coming out on the what the 25th,
24th next week. I mean, week after
24th,
next.
24th. Make sure y'all tune in to that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're not mad
I'm
though.
not clicking that one. I'm not clicking that one.
I'm not either. We're not mad. We're not mad. We're not upset. I just think it'd be an interesting movie. They already using Christopher Priest's run anyway. Might as well go ahead and add the rest of it. Go ahead and bring in the White Wolf to challenge Sherry, and then he gonna lose, just like
We'll
he
see.
does. He'll lose.
We'll see.
But that's all I got to say about the Black Panther, the white Black Panther thing. I think it's
It's
nothing
no.
lurker.
There's no outrage because the outrage is fake. There's nothing. There's nothing that
Stop it, JB.
there's nothing we're gonna say about it. You know.
Yeah, it's nothing to say.
There's
Like
nothing to say about it.
people just upset because they like to be upset and they want this gotcha moment. For
Fake
some reason, they
outrage.
have been trying to punish, and when I don't say it, the white fan base of these shows have always, not the white fan base, the racist fan base
Ah, there it
has
is.
always tried to punish the black community or the black stars for just merely existing in what they seem to think should be all white and only black people should be like secondary characters. No, no, there are leads in the comic books that are black. There should be leads in the movies that are black.
Facts.
Yes, Ironheart exists. She gets to exist on the big screen. We're gonna give it the opportunity to breathe.
And I'm gonna watch it.
So does Miss Marvel. She deserves to exist. You have
And I
Captain
watched
Marvel.
that.
For some reason, y'all was mad about her, like she ain't been the same character that everybody
Exactly.
hated in the comics. It's the same thing.
It's the
Stop,
same
stop
thing.
being mad. Stop being
She-Hulk.
mad.
Same thing.
Yeah, like it's these things
They
exist and it's
actually
fine.
dialed down She-Hulk. Actually,
I agree. It's supposed to be a little bit more.
risque. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I think
Marvel has existed
people.
in BP since Chadwick's death. Facts.
I don't want to say disrespected. I just think they didn't know what to do.
Hmm.
It's a really hard place to be in, and I am not a Marvel apologist by any means. I'm still upset about Scarlet Witch not having any. I mean, not Scarlet Witch, but what's the Black
Black
Widow
Widow.
not
Mm.
having her accent. I'm never letting that go. Um,
She had it for like one movie.
put it back.
Put it back.
Bring her back, and then put it back, and then she can go again.
Mm.
Um,
Put it back.
but I don't think they're disrespecting Black Panther. I just honestly think they made a couple of bad choices.
They made it. They're doing a disservice of Black Panther for not respecting the character as they should or as they had in the past.
I agree, but they thought they were doing the right thing. Like, what would you have done? Well, JB, I know you're in the comments. I know you're going to say replace him, but when you have $1 million franchise, billions of dollars on the line, what is the right move to make in that scenario?
You would have honestly pushed back Wakanda forever.
I
They
would have
could
done
have.
that.
They could. Blade got canceled. We were supposed to been got Blade. Blade got canceled like 4 or 5 times, whatever. But they could have pushed it back until they decided who they wanted to recast. We did not need a Wakanda forever. When we look at everything that has taken place in what phase we in 6, 5 and
Hmm.
6, everything that has taken place in 5 and 6 does not line up with Wakanda forever. Nothing.
Okay,
Nothing has happened.
I hear y'all say recast after a period of time. I hear that, but eh, case in point here, I would like to point out. I'm about to bring out super nerdy mode real
Uh,
quick. I would like to bring out the Power Rangers franchise really fast, really quick, because when they made the announcement that Hasbro bought them, right? They were hot. They were supposed to be TV shows and movies and new toys and all of that stuff. All of a sudden, it's been two years since anything new has happened in Power Rangers, and now nobody's talking about it anymore other than the diehard fans.
but Power Rangers has been on TV my entire life.
That's because also they've been hot this entire time. But the more you don't see them, the least hot that franchise is anymore, and then you miss an opportunity to make your big money. So it can be argued that if they pushed back Wakanda Forever, it probably wouldn't done too well anyway because Black Panther was hot in that moment, and they've been cold and hot with the Black Panther franchise before, just following the comics run. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So if you had all that data already, you're probably going to make the same choice that they made. Not saying it's correct, not saying it's right, not saying it's the respectable thing to do, but from a business side, you're always going to try to strike when the iron is hot, right?
I guess you're right.
It's the same reason Jay Uso was the champion or Kofi. It was a
You
hot moment.
you got
And
a
I love Kofi Mania, but it was a hot moment.
you got a point. Speaking of wrestling, of the WWE.
Okay, hold on before we move on.
Oh,
Yes, Wakanda Forever could have happened without T'Challa's
yeah,
confirmed death.
he could have been in
I
a
absolutely I I mean, we just talked about it in the Marvel Knight series. Uh
he could have had a coma.
he could have had a coma, a head injury, fought the Iron Fist, and
He
then
could
we
have
would have
slipped
got
into somebody else's universe for all I care.
yeah, and then we would have got Casper Cole,
Hello,
the Jewish Black Panther,
anything,
the original
anything.
white Black Panther.
I think they wanted to see our tears.
Well, sympathy does sell really well.
Sympathy sells, and they just wanted to see us sad and
Corporations
have
gonna corporate.
a moment. You know, corporations gonna corporate. That's facts. But speaking of WWE, there has been a couple of things that popped off this past week and a half, 2 weeks, 2 weeks
Oh,
altogether.
before you get into that, you guys, this is the last things of the episode. So these is our last little few things that
Couldn't
we
see
wanted to talk about, but we couldn't really fit them in the main narrative of the show. I just wanted to say that so you won't be confused. So last things, go ahead and over do your thing.
because we blacking out.
Yeah, the blackout last things. Go ahead.
First and foremost, shout out to that man Ron Killings, aka RTruth, aka We Got Truth,
It wasn't a work, y'all. Wrestling fans, you
aka
know what I'm talking about. It wasn't a work.
aka The Truth Shall Set You Free. 2 weeks ago, we got the big news that RTruth was released. He was released. Everyone, we were sad. Everybody was sad. Everybody was cussing, and everybody's
No,
coming out with their
we
theories.
were
And
we were angry.
we were I was very angry. Actually, it was a lot of people like,
The fans was angry. The wrestling community online was angry. The um
I love
the
wrestling, and
superstars was
the
angry.
superstars were angry. Everybody was
Other
angry.
company superstars was angry. Everybody was angry.
I love wrestling. I don't consider myself like a super duper fan of wrestling. But I was also very upset because a lot of wrestlers, of course, they have these storylines, and R-Truth had just almost beat John Cena.
Yeah, what's cool about that? John Cena was the one who asked for that storyline because he knew that R-Truth was on the list to be released. So he wanted
Oh,
to so the rumor goes that he wanted to try to
give
save
him
it
like his save
to
the cut.
save to keep because everybody I'm gonna say allegedly because I'm not
Okay,
sure,
okay.
but he wanted to try to revitalize and get him off the list because R2 should be a lifer and everybody
No,
knows that.
yes, 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 yes.
He deserves that.
And then what? That Tuesday he was cut. And then like the following Raw that came
Yeah.
on, nobody watched it. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody watched it. People watched it, but like I saw that the views had tanked. This was the worst Raw ever since Netflix had.
I
Yes.
didn't even know that. So
Yes.
he almost destroyed the Netflix era by being missing. Shout out to Ron Killings, greatest wrestling rapper of all
Of
time.
all time, okay? Okay. Rapping wrestler, okay? Um, so then we get Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank comes on. John Cena's in a tag team match against Jay Uso and Cody Rhodes and his tag team, and John Cena's tag team partner is Logan Paul.
Yeah,
And I
boo.
was waiting. Yeah, boo. I didn't even want to say his name. Um, everybody's waiting for that moment because, at PLEs, things go down, things happen. One thing I was not expecting was to see this man, RTruth, come out of nowhere.
Oh no, I wasn't expecting it either. I didn't watch the show. I caught the clip right after it happened. I was like, oh,
That was
what?
very pleasant. I was sitting here right here in my living room and watching it. And of course, anytime they have like these attacks, they're all dressed in the full black. We can't see their face. But I saw an ankle and I saw that black
You
ass
said
ankle.
I know that ashy ankle anywhere. I know that ashy ankle anywhere.
Is that RTruth? I'm screaming, I'm like, RTruth! Ah! And then he took that mask off. I could only imagine from what I hear from my brothers and sisters in the Culture Clash Network that actually attended Money in the Bank, the crowd erupted. Like, from what we heard on TV was nowhere near how it went live. Like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. There's John right there. There it is right there. We was in Intuit Dome when Ron came out. And unmasked. The roof exploded.
Oh, so there's your facts right there. We ain't lying, y'all. We ain't lying.
Yeah. So seeing that he's come back, being Ron Killings, going by his real name is very, very refreshing.
Hey,
Maybe they actually listen to us on this,
that
and
promo, uh,
sometimes.
that bullying works sometimes. Don't kids, if you're under the age of 18 and in high school, no. Um, but yeah, like that promo he came back with that Monday where he cut
Yes.
his hair in the ring and was like, our truth brought me back, but Ron Killings is man. The Ron
Mm-hmm.
Killings is here, man. That was. I'm not saying it's the greatest promo ever, but it was a solid return.
A very solid return. I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I just saw a video earlier on the interview. Uh,
Yo, BK, you didn't have to use Baby Kid's Ashy Ankles line. Hey, it was necessary. That line was Our truth, I love you, but that line was necessary, sir. It was necessary, John.
them ashy ankles from anywhere. Um, I saw a video one of our bros DJ had sent over for, I guess it was an interview. It looked like it was an online interview, and they were asking him, who you are and things like that. And it seemed like they were trying to push his buttons intentionally. And he was like, "I'm Ron Killings. I'm driving now." I was like,
I like it.
"Period, period,
Love it.
truth."
If I know a lot of people, first of all, y'all should know that our truth is the first black NWA champion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And in fact, he did it twice. So that's a very important historical wrestler that people don't know is a very important historical wrestler. Like there are, if we're talking about real true black route, Mount Rushmore, our truth definitely belongs on it just for the NWA accolade alone. Because that was like right before TNA really popped off. So he
Mm-hmm.
definitely was a building block in that regard. Then there's first of all, everybody's name is Run. When I said R Truth, Run Killings.
Ron.
Then then there was Farouk, whose name is also Run. He was the first WCW champion. And then there's Booker T, who was a five-time WCW champion. So he was amazing. Like anyway, and The Rock. And The Rock is The Rock. So I'm just saying Run belongs on the list.
Yes. Yes, I completely agree. I'm excited to see what's coming up next. I'm excited. I love it. I hope we get to see him tomorrow on SmackDown.
I
Maybe.
think so. I want
Hopefully.
to see where since Ron Killings is driving now, which means RTruth is still there somewhere. It's just like a split personality type thing we got going on, which I'm cool with. That's
Yeah.
always kind of been his thing here. It's been that way this whole time.
The truth shall set you free.
Um, so before we move on, I'm gonna tell you this is my favorite moment of the night. No, I didn't get to watch the show because I shout out to the SEAC kids. Was at the theater watching some of the kids that I work with. Um, they were doing a show.
Pre-birthday
Great,
celebration.
good job, by the way. It was a pre-birthday celebration.
Mhm.
Jonathan says, "Yo, Truth went ham on Busted Over Radio." Natalia was sitting there like on mute.
Okay, so that's what I was talking about. I
Okay,
didn't
yeah, oh
exactly
yeah,
see.
I
I
seen
didn't.
that.
I only saw that clip. I only saw that one little clip. I was like, "Young, this
That was
is who I
crazy.
need. This is who I need." Okay.
But we got to shift gears from our truth real quick because the biggest moment as far as me as a fan
Uh
was when
oh.
Trinity Fatu, aka Naomi, climbed the ladder and became Mrs. Naomi in the Bank. I was so hyped when you wrote, you were like, BK is about to lose his mind. I was in the audience. I was in the middle of like when they do like the break.
Okay.
So I was looking at my phone like, dang, I forgot Money in the Bank was today. Then that message hit, I was like, what? Oh, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Anyway, I was so
And
hyped
she
for it.
is also the very first black woman to win Miss Money in the Bank.
Historical.
Okay.
That woman historical. She
Okay.
went from putting TNA on her back for the past couple of years to coming back home to everybody count her out, and now look at her.
And now look
Now
at her.
she
Caution.
done she
Caution.
done she done switched up the persona. She crazy. She be wearing razor blades now, and she miss Money in the Bank. Don't hate on my girl. Do
Don't
not
hate
count
on
out
her.
Naomi
Please
ever
don't.
again.
Ever
Ever
again.
again.
I love her.
She better be
Congratulations
champ.
again. I've been on everybody's show this week just screaming, Naomi! Congratulations. Oh, it's so exciting. I was
Best
in here.
birthday present of all time.
It was a good
No, I
birthday.
don't know about that, but
It's
it
up
was
there.
it's up there. It's top 10. Naomi, you top 10. Yeah, I saw the highlights, John.
That match
Again,
was
y'all,
a
this is
banger. The
John, another
moment she
CCN
climbed
brother.
up the ladder, no one, not one person booed. Not
They
one
were
person.
hype. I was when I
Not
went
one
back to watch
person.
it, I was like, yo, they are really hyped for this moment.
I saw a video today. This young lady, she was dressed in Haiti.
What's up? What's up,
This
T?
this young lady was dressed in like a one piece jumper, and it had the caution, like the same print that
Yeah.
Naomi wears. And like when she was touching the ladder, she was losing it. I was like,
I
yes,
saw
girl.
that. I saw that. It was
I was like, yes, girl, get it, girl.
that was a feel
Yeah,
good moment.
it was
Naomi
definitely
always this is the third time that I've seen in WWE in a WWE ring that the crowd absolutely explodes for Naomi.
yeah.
Um, when she came back from the Royal Rumble, when she won the championship again
Mm-hmm.
at WrestleMania, and now for her climbing this ladder, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Um.
But yeah,
Oh, hey, final boss
I ain't even gonna front
lady.
you. I didn't know who T was, and I ain't want to say nothing. There's another CCN partner of ours right here, Miss Boss Lady. Thanks for coming through. Um, but yeah, the Naomi moment was amazing. I wish her nothing but success, whatever the future holds. I'm hoping she
and
doesn't
she
leave
better
just yet.
and she better win. Apparently, there is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a 100% success rate with the women's Money in the Bank when they do a cash.
Yes,
They win.
yes.
I swear. I swear for goodness.
This is not the one that needs to be the first one to
I
fail.
swear for goodness, if she does not win a championship after her cash in, I will riot. I will riot.
All right, we're
That's
gonna
what
have
we
to
do.
move on. We're gonna move on before we
That's it.
jinx it. Oh no, can't move on. You, John, I'm glad you brought that up. The moment in the post show where her and Biggie living their FCW days, and she shed a tear.
Beautiful.
Listen, listen. The fact that Biggie and Naomi share that camaraderie, winning the Money in the Bank, having those parallels with that career, amazing.
Because wasn't
WWE got to capitalize.
Big E was the first black guy to win it, right?
I want to say he is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Our last thing. What you got, Nova King?
I'm going to try to make this very quick. I'm going to try my best to make this quick. But it's going to be hard because this award show went on for 12 hours. Like, no, it was like 4, but it felt
Oh,
like
I'm gonna say it was 12 hours for real. I'm
the
glad I ain't watch it live.
BET Awards 2025. Chef's kiss. I'm going to give you guys a 5-star rating. I cannot believe how good this award show was. I have not been excited for a BET award since maybe 2010, 11 maybe.
Yeah,
um I've explained a few times that when I look at shows, movies, anything when it comes to entertainment through the TV screen, any screen, I look at more than just what they put to show us for the entertainment. I'm looking at production. I want to see how good these people read the teleprompter. I want to see how they move from camera to camera. I want to hear that music play. I want to hear MC Light on cue, you know. This year they knocked it out of the park. There are only about 3 gripes that I've had with this show, this award show this year. And those were Kiki Palmer. They messed up Kiki Palmer's like intro to her promo for her movie that's coming out. During Jamie Foxx acceptance speech, they kept on putting the camera on his daughter that was crying, and she's still very young. So I was like, I could understand them trying the whole sympathy thing. I could understand that, but like,
yeah,
don't keep on putting it on the baby. Like, don't keep on, you know. Um, but I love this award show. They opened it up with 106 in Park, like a reunion shout out thing that they were doing.
yeah.
And they set it up like a countdown in a sense. So they were like introducing each performer. The performances were spectacular.
I
Moving
caught those. That
on
was
through the
beautiful.
award show. I'll say it again.
I caught the some of the performances. A lot of them was beautiful performances. Like real talk.
Man, listen, even aside from the 106 apart, Glorilla performed. Girl, Glorilla. I don't know what this girl been doing, but like every time I see a performance by her, it's just getting better and better and better. She is made for the limelight.
She
Uh,
is developing into one of the better artists out of this
she is.
last proper artist.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Leon Thomas, he won an award. The acceptance
Pause.
speeches. Huh?
Pause on Leon. That's my boy right there. That man is single handedly. The man is almost single. I ain't gonna say he's single handedly. That's a lot, but real talk,
Mm-hmm.
he is holding it down for R&B, and I'm loving it.
Yes, yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Shout out to
The 2
Leon.
albums he didn't drop,
Shout out to Leon Thomas. Kevin Hart,
beautiful,
you need
hilarious.
they should have hired, they should have just kept him as I can't remember exactly what happened with him and the Oscars and him supposed to be hosting the Oscars, but they dropped the ball on that. Like he made his I remember he had to make his apology speech and everything like that, but
Is that
like
because the whole thing with his wife?
no, I want to say it was when somebody found all those old jokes when he was talking about if his son was gay. I
Mm.
want to say that's the reason why. And then it was like this whole protest. And he actually like stepped down, but they never invited him back. And then he did an apology. It was crazy. But anyway, Kevin Hart, Chef's Kiss, my brother. DC Young Fly, he was like the secondary host. Like they need to hire him for more hosting gigs. Like he did an
Yeah.
amazing job. The tributes. Oh my goodness. Now I wish that was the third gripe I had. I do wish that they had more people to perform for Mariah Carey's tribute, but then I had to sit there and think like, who's gonna do it?
Personally, I have no idea
Who's
who
gonna do
could
it
do
if
that.
she was to do her own tribute? Jamie Foxx's tribute. Oh my gosh, me and my baby was in here dancing. I was like, "Yeah, girl, this mommy song right here." Um, Kirk Franklin had a tribute. Oh my goodness, Snoop Dogg.
The Kurt Franklin thing was hilarious. Where
Kirk
Kevin
Franklin
was like, "Don't get up here."
doing the popping,
Yeah,
deep
don't get
popping.
up here.
He
And
said
then he
deep
got up
popping.
there and did it. Come on, Kirk. Come on,
Snoop
Kirk. Put
Dogg
it away, bro. Put
um
it away.
performance. And there has been a lot of heat. There has been a lot of heat with Lil Wayne and how he performed. I'm sorry, but and I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan. I mean, from Hot Boys, I love Lil Wayne. But bro, you gotta take a step back.
Was the new album that bad?
The
I
new
didn't listen. I'm not a Wayne fan, so I kind of skipped it. But
it's
it
definitely the
didn't sound
worst.
like mandatory listening.
It definitely is the worst Carter of the series. Um, a lot of the songs when I listened to it, I was like, the lyrics just don't match the beat. Not saying that he
Mm.
wasn't rapping on beat, but like, you know how songs just match. They just match, you know. Carter sex in the trash. Straight in the trash, John. Straight in the trash. I'm going to get out of a 10 because I do like about 3 songs off of the album. I'm going to give it a 4.5 rating.
So how many songs is on the album?
I'm gonna say 14.
That's a lot of skips, man.
No.
That's a lot of skips, man.
No. He did perform one of the new songs off of the album that I like. One of the new songs off the album that I actually did like. So I was excited to see that. But like when you see Lil Wayne perform and he did not give a performance like Snoop Dogg performed, you're like,
Yeah.
bro, he's not going to ever be on the Super Bowl. Snoop Dogg gave a performance, a show. He gave an entire show during his performance. Oh my gosh, Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. I know people are so mad they want to cancel Snoop Dogg, but he still is a national treasure. Okay, guys? Like, he just does whatever they tell him to do at this point. Like,
Yeah.
if
It's,
he could get a
I
check,
think that's just the reality. That's just the reality we got to live with now.
if he could get a check, sorry. Like, sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, Snoop Dogg has literally done everything there is to do at this point. And then, like I said, Kirk Franklin's performance, he closed out the award show and it was just immaculate. Oh my goodness. I was like, damn, am I Christian again? Like,
So we not
melodies from heaven.
so we're not gonna talk about Bow Wow performance.
I said he was part of the 106. I said the 106 in Park. I couldn't
You
name
you just kind
everybody
of
in
just
106 in
you
Park.
just kind of just like roll just Bow Wow existed. So
I'm not going to do that to Bow Wow because I do call
I,
him the Prince of Atlanta.
I was kind of hoping when he performed the song with Sierra that Sierra was gonna come out.
Nah.
Like you, I was like, this is the moment that would have shut it down if
If,
Sierra had
if
walked out
Sierra
on this.
if Sierra would have walked out on the stage, it definitely would have broke the internet.
I mean, they didn't even have to look at each other. They could have
They
been
didn't
in
have
two
to look at each
separate
other.
places. It would have just crazy moment, but missed opportunity there. But I also understand why it didn't happen. But I'm just saying it would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
You know, they could have had separate stages or something. I don't know.
A
I don't know.
Marie, A Marie performed. Keisha Cole performed. She still can't sing.
Don't do
Ashanti did
Keisha like
great.
that.
She can't. I'm sorry. She makes catchy songs, I guess, but she can't sing. A Marie performed. She did good. Ashanti did amazing.
Is it me or Ashanti
They
got
was there.
better?
B2K.
Ashanti got better
She's one of those
over
voices
time.
that matured very well. Her voice, like, because at first I didn't think Ashanti could sing live, like back in the
No,
day.
I didn't think so
Back
either.
in the day, I
I've been
didn't.
eating my words every time I see her hit the screen now.
Yeah, and it's like every time I see her, it's like, okay, sorry, but Keisha Cole,
So
I'm
B,
not changing my mind.
you mentioned B2K, and
Them
now
best.
that I'm listening to the song, when Amarion was performing the B2K songs, I ain't hear no other members of B2K performing other than when they did Diddy took Diddy's part in that one song. It was Diddy's song,
Bump,
but
bump,
yeah,
bump, 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 bump.
yeah, yeah.
So we have to remember that B2K was kind of like the beginning days of Destiny's Child. Like B2K was Omarion featuring the rest of these dudes.
They were backup dancers.
They
I
were
think
best.
they said I'm like they said that themselves. It wasn't they don't have no vocals. I'm like, oh, I never listened.
J Book
The-
kind of can sing. Rasby has a little me's, and then Lil Fizz can't sing at all. He barely can dance.
don't do Jesus.
Lil Fizz can't dance. Did
You
y'all did,
gotta
did we not watch You Got Served? Like the whole premise of the movie was to
to
dance.
to be fair, nobody could dance in those movies except for like when Chris Brown showed up. He's the only dancer.
What and Stomp the Yard?
Yes, I'm saying like any
Stomp the
movie
Short?
like that, the only one where somebody could actually go was like Stomp the Yard with Chris, and he died in the beginning. So I'm
First five
sorry,
minutes.
he passed away in the beginning.
First 5 minutes. I'll never forgive them the way they promoted that movie. I'll never forgive them.
We're getting off subject, but that's like the second movie I seen promoted like that. One of them was
As
Terminator with
soon
Terry Crews.
as soon as B2K hit the stage, I said they're about to announce a tour. The very next morning, I saw that they were announcing their reunion tour for next year.
To do what? Dance? This is the Pussycat Dolls all over again, except for the Pussycat Dolls had talent in the group.
Did they?
I'm sorry. Yes, it was the one girl that was always upstaging the lead singer when they were live.
Raz B can dance. Okay, I will say Raz B can dance. J Book, he got a little something. Lil Fizz, he's there for the light skin. Like, God forgive me, but
Is that his official title in the group?
Lil
Amari Young, the lead, Raspy, the light skinned dude.
Omari on the lead. J Book was there so he could help with vocals and dance. Raz B can dance. And then Lil Fizz was there for all the light skin lovers.
Do the pose, do the light skin pose. That's we gotta end this show. Anything else about the BET award show? It was an award show, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
BET.
anything else about the award show?
Oh, there was one last gripe. Why did y'all give Glorilla the Gospel Inspirational Award?
I didn't want to start touching on this stuff, but that's a little weird. I don't care what song you're on. She does not deserve the
No, it
main
was her
award.
song. It was
I
her song.
know. I'm saying like
Kirk Franklin,
no.
Kirk Franklin in there, they had a whole choir and everything.
It, no.
No,
No.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
like giving R. Kelly a gospel inspiration award for the 2 or 3
I
gospel
believe
songs
I
he
can
sung.
fly.
No, he
Don't do
got
that.
gospel songs.
I
He
was about
got
to
like
say
2,
it's like four.
but still, he's not. I don't. The
He's not
optics
a
is not
gospel.
good.
He's not a gospel artist.
No, the optics is not good.
But that's why they changed the name from gospel to inspirational song because there were like three other rappers that was in there. Common was in there in that category.
Common
Rhapsody.
got new music.
Yeah, Common got new music.
I know a lot of the old school artists been coming back around. I just didn't know Common was one of
Common
them.
got some new music. Rhapsody was in there, and there was another rapper. Mm, mm. I can't remember. I can't remember
I,
off the top of my head.
Dietrich hadn't said gospel music need to wake up. I agree. I agree actually.
I agree too. Gospel
Wholeheartedly.
music, like I said, when Kirk Franklin did his performance, I was like, wait a minute, am I Christian again? Like it was cranking. But
So
then again, Kirk Franklin that that performer that changed gospel sound, the sound to gospel.
so this is my gripe with changing the name of the award here. The moment you finally have rappers that figured out how to keep their skill at a high level while delivering the content of gospel music and doing it well is the moment everybody tuned out,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy because right now there are plenty of rap songs out here, plenty of hip hop gospel songs, plenty of R&B style gospel songs that anybody can latch on to and enjoy, but nobody's tuning into them. They don't have the marketing behind it. Nobody wants to get behind them. This could have been an opportunity to showcase some of those artists. And I hope
I
if
agree.
BT you listening, and you probably not, but if you are, do better next year in the inspiration category because you could do way better than that. Way better.
It was
Shout out
common.
to Glorilla, no hate, by the way.
No hate, no hate, because I
None.
mean, And this was her first BET award, which was strange. So I was like, I mean, I guess it kind of felt
Okay,
like a
but
pity award after she even said it. Like
like a
she
who award?
a pity award because she's been nominated time and time again for the past 3 years since she's been coming to the BET Awards. She's won awards so far, but like this is her first BET award.
So I just want to say that it could be looked at as a positive if we can shift this. We've kind of been tired of all the same type of music, all the derogatory stuff, all the negative stuff. I'm not saying there's no place for it. I'm just saying it's been a lot. So for her to get the award for that could possibly mean that the talent was seen versus the content that she was delivering.
Probably.
At least maybe she should change her perspective on it. It's a small victory if in her mind it's still a victory.
One last thing. One last thing I do want to say
One
about the
last
BET
thing for the
Awards.
last things before we leave
For the
off.
last
Go ahead.
things, for the last things. There was something that Jamie Foxx said during his speech that made me really feel like we need to take seriously. We should take the BET Awards very seriously and put it at the high regard that we put the Oscars. If all of us say that the Oscars and the Grammys are not for us, why do we still have them at the top of the list when we could have the BET Awards at the top of the list?
Because BET was the one who floundered that, not us. They start putting out subpar entertainment. They stopped
It's
fighting to
true.
put out better entertainment, and so the people left. That's not on us. I mean,
True.
what they want us to do? Stay and take crap
That's true. That's true
when
too.
they're finally. This is the first time that the BET Awards has had the celebrity influence, the entertainment value, and the people paying attention all at the same time. This is
Yeah.
the first time in a long time. So
Yeah.
big ups. I'm glad they're in their resurgence mode. Now somebody need to buy them. But that's gonna be a slow chance on
Maybe.
that one now.
Maybe. Oh Jesus Christ. I don't know about all that, but I'm nervous for that.
I'm just saying that
Anytime someone be like, yeah, buy them, I'm like, oh.
they're not gonna sell it, but the value just increased after the awards show.
Oh my God. I didn't even say anything about them doing the Rap City thing either.
Go ahead, get it out. The
They,
last of the
they,
last
shout,
thing
they shouted
right here.
out Rap City too. They shouted out Rap City too, and they did the in the basement freestyle. So that was
So
very
who was
nostalgic.
all on the freestyle? I saw Luda. Who else was on it?
Tigger, Luda. It was another person, and daggone Kevin Hart is Chocolate Dropper.
I miss Chocolate Dropper. I'm gonna have to go find a clip of that. I'm gonna have to go find a clip of that. Let's leave it off right there because
That's
we
it.
definitely
I'm not
gotta
going to
go.
say anything else. I told you it was
No
12
more.
hours long, so it's hard to remember everything.
Thank you guys, everybody, all the CCN fam that came through. Um, just that popped through with the comments. Reginald Vell Johnson, maybe that came through. That was cool. I don't know if that was him for real. Email me. You got to prove that to me. Kid Capri
Big
was
free.
also in the
Big
freestyle.
free.
Thanks, John.
Yes. Thank you, John.
But yeah, we definitely got to end on that. This has been our mid-season finale. So we're gonna take a
We'll be
break.
back. We'll be back
We'll be
before you
back
know
around July, August. I want to say July.
it. July sounds better.
Yeah, so we'll be back around July. You guys stay on the lookout for us. Yeah, thank you, man. It was a fun show. You guys made it better by coming through. Anyway, I have
Nope.
been the
Nope.
Whoever can do your thing.
Thank you. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss another live or pre recorded episode. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all your social networks, and also Apple Spot. Apple Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Like us, follow us, subscribe to us on those streaming services where you can leave comments.
Yeah, make sure you also hit us up on Good Pods because I just like the platform really well, and it's a really good platform. Anyway, I
Uh,
have been. Oh,
Go
did you
ahead.
just freeze? Oh, you're
Did I?
back. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, for a second there. Anyway, you're back. You're back. I have been the BK Spades. Wrong.
no, you
I
haven't.
am instructor BK Spades.
I'm instructor Novocaine.
Thank y'all for listening. We love.